Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see each and every one of these here. May y'all continually bless each and every one of us. And also want to take this time to welcome in all our listeners, those that's in the land, those that's in the Philippines, those that's in Sierra Leone, those that's in India, and wherever you might be picking us up on the internet. In the entire house, where our motto is, come one, come all, let us build our future upon the foundation of peace and love. Shalom ve'ahava. And upon these two principles, when we as a people, a nation, or as a humanity all together learn how to live, then are we ready for Yah's kingdom. God is on the way. All our determination now is to make for it to be okay for us or be against us. You don't want it to be against you. And so we have to learn how to, God has given us a way of life that is different from the world, different from all other things here. And therefore, either you want it or you don't. It's your choice. And but I say choose, see, because that is going to be the foundation of the coming kingdom. And if you got an advantage and start doing that at first, then you got an easy flow into it. Also, during this time of the season, our greeting is, may you be inscribed in the book of life for a good year.
Same unto you.
And the answer is same unto you. And of course, as we said before, this inscription is that there's a book of life in which when the true judgment comes, all those that are written in there and are able to in there, see, you got it made. See? Therefore, that's another advantage. Take advantage of everything that God has given us to ensure, see, that our salvation is sure. And our pleasing Him own house. This house is about shalom and ahava, peace and love. See? And, don't mean that we don't correct, and don't mean that we don't do those things there, but that's what it's all about. Okay.
No other way.
Huh?
I said the Father won't have it no other way.
That's right.
Be peace and love.
That's it. And if we're not getting ourselves prepared for the kingdom to come, you doing yourself a disadvantage. See? That's why you have football practice, basketball practice, why you have all those things there. You don't wait till the day to get the game and start preparing for it. See? All right. Here's let's get our tally talks. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitzenu b'mitzvotav v'tzivaynu l'achit l'tiv b'tzitzit. Bless you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified ourselves in tzitzits. Okay, now we're going to ask the rest to stand. You should be near a songbook at this particular time, or a piece of paper that have page 350 on it, or either a folder that have our procedure. Women are 19 and up, men are 19 and up, youth is 12 to 18, and all is all who can read. I was there when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yah. Women,
Come, my spirit, God. Stop the churning inside of me. Cause by the rush of getting everyone fed and here on time. Quiet my confusion, God, and all the tension of getting here. I know I made the effort because I really do need you. God, speak to me in quietness.
enter his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. Men, I am thankful, Yah, for what we have. But this week has been so hectic, and it seems that no matter how hard I work and how well I plan, there is always something I didn't plan on, and there isn't enough time to go around. Forgive me, Yah, for letting worry get in the way of my gratitude. You're good to us, Yah. We do have so much to praise you for. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord all lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Youth, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. All. Restore my soul, O Yah, and renew a right spirit within me. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones that you have broken may rejoice. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Now I ask you to turn and face. I open it to Philip, our opening prayer, our Kohen Baraka, and the Shema in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed be you, Lord our God, King and ruler of the universe. Heavenly Father, we come here today. Thank you for health and strength. Thank you for each and every one that is here. And asking that you would watch over, lead, guide, and protect each and every. Give healing to those who need it, because we look unto you for our healing, whether it is spiritual healing, our physical healing, or whether we're in need of both physical and spiritual healing. We know nothing is impossible with you. Therefore, we look unto you for our healing, that we might be the people that go forth, showing forth your saving help. We also ask special prayer for those who have asked, requested prayer. We ask that you would give them healing, that they too might be able to come forth and not only be healed, but come out and forsake not to assemble of ourselves together. You have asked us to have a holy convocation. Thank you for sending your son. Thank you for the fact that he did not faint, didn't give up on us, but with all faith, to the shedding of his blood, that we might have an opportunity to enter into the glorious promises and plans that you have for those that love you and keep your commandments. We pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We ask you to bless and prosper her. Keep our leaders strong. Keep our sisters and brothers safe here, as well as us safe here. Bless my mouth. Bless our ears. Those things we just said will be what you want me to say, that we might add to our knowledge, and be not amongst your people that perish for lack of knowledge, not knowing what you're doing in these last days. Bless as we go further in this service. I always bless, and I ask in thy son's name, Yahshua HaMashiach, the man whose name is the branch. Amen. Amen. This particular time, you should be near a Bible, preferably the complete Jewish Bible for our Kohen Baraka, which is found on page 153, which is, I think, page 4 in your folders. And if you don't have that and all that, that's Numbers, the 6th chapter. I'll read the 23rd verse. Then we can read, of course, the 24th to the 27th verse together. Speak to Aaron and his sons and tell them that this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yish v'recha. May Adonai bless you and keep you. Ya'el Adonai Hanan Elecha Avikas Elecha. May Adonai make his face shine on you and show you his favor. Yisa Adonai Hanan Elecha Ve'yasimlecha Shalom. May Adonai lift up his face toward you and give you peace. In this way, they are to put my name on the people of Israel, so that I will bless them. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I should have joined with the Shema in the Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim Adonai Elohim Baruch Shem Kevod Malakuto Leolam Vayeh Kamashka Ulchameodeka. Now, if you would get your Bibles and turn to page 204 in the complete, which will be Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 4th to the 9th verse will be what we'll be reading. The first two verses, 4 and 5, is what we said in the Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear Israel, Adonai God, Adonai is one, and you are loved Adonai God with all your heart, all your being, and all your resources. These words that I order you today are to be on your heart, and you are to teach them carefully to your children. You are taught about them when you sit at home, when you are traveling on the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them on your hands and son, and put at the front of the headband around your forehead, and write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. Complete, which is Mark, the 12th chapter, 28 to the 31st verse, and see what the Mashiach had to say concerning this thing. One of the Torah teachers came up, heard them engage in this discussion, seeing that Yeshua answered them well, he asked him, which is the most important mitzvah of all? Yeshua answered, the most important is Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, God is one, and you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your understanding, and with all your strength. The second is this: you are to love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other mitzvah greater than these. Hallelujah! 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 Okay, you may turn around, and our song is "Ring Your Hearts and Not Your Garments." This is our theme song for this period of time here, for about 40 days. And so. The day will come when we will gather around the great white throne. Some will say, signs and wonders we have done.
But you will say, did I speak through the pockets of my soul? Repentance is required of man. Take them all away. Make your heart and not your tongue. Turn it unto the Lord. Your sin that he has started. But he has might as though. Make your heart and cry aloud. Let the voice be heard. We'll call on his name. He'll be saved. There are those who wonder why God don't hear their cry. Don't I do a lot of good I hear you say. The scripture is so simple if we follow and obey. Atonement through Messiah's blood is the only way. Make your heart and not your tongue. Turn it unto the Lord. Your sin may be as scarlet, but he has white as snow. Make your heart and cry aloud. Let your voice be heard. Those who call on his name will be saved. Those who call on his name will be saved. The time has come, the season here, the end of days at hand. God will pour his spirit out upon the land. The harvest will be plenty for all those who pray. If you want the spirit's power, send it when he says, make your hearts and not your tongues. Turn it unto the Lord. Your sins may be as scarlet, but be as white as snow. Lift your hearts and cry aloud. Let your voice be heard. Those who call on his name will be saved. Those who call on his name will be saved. You got to do. You got to do.
Hallelujah. It's going to be a very sad time, as we look, and it's not that big and popular as it is, but to the religious world, it's going to be a very sad dealing. Tomorrow there'll be a big turnout, and they do all these things and all that, and they really don't know the true God. All our efforts, all the things that we do and everything there, if it's a vain motion, it's not serving any purpose. Everybody that's hollering about they know God and acquainted with God don't know the true God.
Amen.
And that's the sad part about it. They think they do, and they're deceived. There's only one true God. See? And he has a name, just like you have a name. See? And he's identified by that name. He's giving it to us. I wouldn't know your name unless you tell me about it. And especially someone I don't know and haven't met, you tell me. See? I tell you my name, in case you don't know who it is. See? And so this is how we get acquainted. This is how we know in those things here. See? And name identifies out. I'm talking general here now, see? But if I say Leroy, see? You say, you talk about me.
You got two Leroy.
Huh? Oh, we got two in here. Oh, okay, that's right. Well, then there'll be two of us that can sit and get. Then that extra relax, you know. So there's two of us, and they have to kind of stiffen up a little bit. I wonder what he's gonna say now, because he don't identify my name. See, that's what names do. And y'all don't mind his name being identified out. We go to Psalm 68, 4. And of course, this is what we expect to find out in this word. Okay? What his name is. Sing to God, sing praises to his name, extol him who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah. What we see up on our banner truth here, YH, that's his name. Now I know among the Hebrew Israelites, some Messianics, there's a big controversy about, his name. And that's a long form name, and I don't get into that there, I know enough Hebrew and everything that would just be dangerous. But they got all kind of, they in different form, Yahweh, Yehovah, they just go. But for the branch of Jerusalem, which have to accommodate all 12 tribes, I said, how am I going to handle this? We get down, one brother sitting over there, he's hollering, no, you said it wrong. It's wrong. Another hollering, yeah, you said it. And then, where there's confusion, the enemy gets involved. Always. So how are we going to handle this? As long as there's Jehovah stuff and all that there, which is definitely wrong, we're all right. But he says here, Psalm 68, 4, clear it up. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
That's his name. And it says, extol him who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah. I've not heard any controversy. What group would have? I haven't heard any problems with that.
They all accept that.
Huh?
They all accept that.
But at first they wasn't there for a while there. See? But we prevailed, with some others and groups and everything. We got it going there, and so hey. And he says, and be glad in his presence. That's a requirement. And if you have not had enough experience with him to know that there, just hang around. It's coming. It's on the way.
Some Bibles have J in them.
Huh?
Some Bibles have J in them.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. King James.
Yeah.
The original King James had the J in there. And then we did have a group that are hollering that is Jah. And we had still King James, the new King James Version corrected that. There is no J. See? As a matter of fact, the J didn't come till much later. See, when a Catholic monk priest was playing with it and stuff and everything with the eyes, and put a little hook on. Oh, hey! And therefore, if you get an original King James 1611 Bible, you will find no J in there. And in case you don't believe me, I got one in there that you can take a look at and see. And there is no J in there. I said, well, till later on, they came up with that there. So you know what that mean about Jesus then, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. His name is Yah. See, and he wants, who is this that we're talking about? He has two identifications that he wants us to know about him. He said his name is Yah, and we go down to the 8th verse there, and it says, the earth quaked, and rain poured from the sky at the presence of God. Even Sinai shook at the presence of God. The God of Israel. And if your God is not the God of Israel, you are worshiping and serving a false and idol God, and you will perish with your gods.
Amen.
Just as our God have already demonstrated that out. He put it on the Egyptians and their gods. Their king made a mistake. He boasted about that.
Who is him? I can just
Yeah. Who is this God of the Hebrew? Who is this God you talk about that I got to listen to? You know who I am? Y'all said, okay. I'm going to introduce myself. Some introducing that you don't want, dear folks. That's why it's best to live by faith. See? But if people, there are some people say, hey, I got to experience it. No, I don't want to experience everything. There's something, hurt you. You hurt yourself. I got to experience that. Well, don't jump on off here. I ain't got to learn. I ain't got to learn about experience. I'll take your word for it. See? And therefore, we got to have some solid faith too. Because if you got a wrong faith, it mess you up too. Like the guy said that the brother told him, older brother told him, hey, you get you an umbrella, go up on the top of that barn out there, and jump off that barn there, and open that umbrella up and have it on, and it be just like a parachute, you just float down. He said, I believed it with all my heart. I believed everything. I believed that, man. He said, I got up on the top of it. I mean, right up to the tip. Open up that umbrella. His older brother told him that, I was faith. He heard it. Off he went. Off he went off that barn. Y'all know what happened, don't you? Huh? That umbrella went. You would stay out, they just turned inside out on him. And down he went. Hurt his leg and ankles and stuff. He said, hey, look, some faith ain't worth believing in.
place your faith.
Now, faith come by hearing, so that's how so some faith ain't worth listening to. And therefore, we got to have a solid here. And if your God is not the God of Israel, all this other faith that they talk about, it's just like an umbrella holding you up. Bad news. It ain't going to do it. And therefore, it's not designed to do that, then, you just going to be in trouble. Just knowing his name ain't the whole thing. That's just like you're in courtship with someone. You see some girl that you haven't seen her, met, or some guy, you get their name, but that's just the beginning of it. You don't say, well, I know his name, it's all over. No, that's just the beginning of it, right? Now you got to go up and have a talk with her, and y'all communicate, and all those things there. I have seen girls that, as long as I look at them, go, ooh, ooh, man. I got to communicate with him in love. And vice versa. See? See, oh, no. You ain't the one. No. So we need to have that communication. So, because, believe you me, guys will lie. And now they tell me the women lies too now.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
So when we get to that point and start communicating, we'll lie to one another. See? I remember doing that. Yeah. One of my famous ones. I guess you get on. I don't know how to cook that good. I said, well, baby, you ain't got to do no cooking. Hey, I'll get you a maid. Huh?
People spit little games back
Oh yeah, back then, man. See, I had covered out one of my friends there from Bartlesville to speak it, and boy, he was tough man on them barrels. So I'm not knowing fully all that, but I'm just kind of looking and trying to copy, see. And I said, at the time, I guess I was saying that didn't sound good and everything else, but I said, nah, hey, but how many know that ain't gonna work? See? Ladies, if y'all believe that, hey, don't you believe that kind of stuff? Get married and that guy, you gonna expect to be able to cook and stuff and everything. You can't cook, then he's gonna be upset. But you told me that. See, that's why I said we allow one another. See? And she might say, well, I can cook this and that, and then she can't even cook rice. That ain't gonna work, right, guys?
That's so late.
Huh?
I said, I know how to cook, so it's all good for me.
Well, I know how to do it too. I cook rice and everything, but hey, I know how to do that too. But hey, look, when I get see, my mother taught me to do all of it. And wash, do all that stuff. That's right. But hey, I said, kid, what a little girl wife to expect her to do that stuff. And I hope that she got the attitude and everything that she was married to some guy that's gonna take care of her, not the other way around. Right, ladies? You want somebody, you want a guy that's gonna take care of you, right? Not you have to take care of them, gotta go to work and he's standing in the house. Showing up late, you can pick you up off your job. That ain't gonna work, right? But I've heard some ladies say, but hey, he ain't gotta work.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people, I want to say older days, but I feel like a lot of the older women had a better or a different opportunity, so they could stay at home and have a man take care of them. But nowadays, we gotta take care of each other to keep this thing afloat. You gotta scratch, like Sean said, you scratch my back, I'm gonna scratch yours. It ain't just a man and she not know. Bills gotta be paid, car notes gotta be paid. Nowadays it takes two to pay off. And I feel like it was different back then where you probably had where a man.
Why has it changed?
Right. So that's what I mean by that's what I mean by in most jobs. If I cook, if I clean, you clean. If I work, you work too. Exactly. Not just the woman, that's what you do. Man, that's just what you do, and that's just what. No, we both do this. We both judge.
Okay.
If I fall, you pick up. You fall, but it ain't just. This is my job. This is her job, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
We both, that's just my opinion.
Oh, okay.
I feel like further back, it was a little different.
Huh. Okay.
The difference is also the society is we cry for so much stuff. I mean, we got stuff. This we want free television or television for every room. We want an Xbox for every room. We want this. We want the finest thing. We want 50 pair of shoes.
But I feel like the cost of living and all that has went up too, which has went up.
Well,
You gotta conform from some things.
well, that's true, but
Your attitude, a lot of
if you live beyond your means, it don't matter what you do.
it ain't even really whatever it means. I don't think. I just think it's really just the changing times.
Right. It is. And
Because nowadays, I mean, but whatever floats your boat, that's what floats, your boat. But I feel like nowadays women are getting a more independent attitude too. So that could probably play a factor in it. So we like, hey, I mean, I can get my own paycheck just like you get a paycheck, I get a paycheck, right? So it's like, exactly. Exactly, or a lot of men use so much power on the fact that I'm the man, I got this, and that, so you know, I got mine too. Something sign the check, I signed the check.
Well, all I'm saying is there's a procedure, ways that it should go, and if you start out a certain way, that's gonna be it. And if you don't start out with the right principle of things, hey, what can you do? What can you say? All I'm saying is there's a central plan that should be going forth and should be looked up to and expected. See, no wonder we got guys that say, hey, they want to do it, hey, let them take care of me, hey. But that's just not part of me. And I guess it's because of those things there.
But that shouldn't be a part of a man that's trying to live righteous.
Well, I saw.
He shouldn't want his woman to go out and work and he just lay back. She gonna come in and fix dinner and fix my plate. No.
He gonna be more cooking dinner. She's gonna say, what? He gonna do it. You have the balance there.
So it don't switch now. So the guy stays home and wash the dishes and clean up the house and cook dinner and everything while you go out and work.
In some cases. Or if there's a time where there are times where a man gets laid off and he's in between a job.
All right, that's a different thing.
Then she needs to go pick up.
He might get sick.
He might get sick. Okay, well, he can pick up around the house while she can pick up outside the house.
Okay, I have no problem with that there, but I'm talking about the principal idea. If it don't start out on the principal idea, it's gonna improve, Nowadays, you get in trouble with spanking your child. That's bad foundation. And now they wonder why. And society has added to it. I'm not. But we've got to understand that we got to prepare for it against society and all those things. Yes.
And that institute, he said society messed up. Even with this new law, they talk about these women wearing the way they wear, going like that. Now that's making the society even worse.
Yeah, that's why I say you can't go along with the society. And so this is why I said we got to have some principle of rules, and those principle of rules are the thing that we're talking about that we have to learn from our God. And when we go to Isaiah 43. He started letting some rules of us get along. See? Isaiah 43, 10. This is what God expects. And I said all that to say this here. If we don't tell people what we expect from the get-go, it's going to be messing up. If we lie to one another from the get-go, then, hey, that's what you expect. See? Yep. You tell a guy, well, I don't expect you to do this, and I don't expect you to. Guess what? He ain't gonna do it. And then when you get down there, you don't go, hey, I'd like for you to do it. Hey, you said that you can.
That's a big problem.
Yeah. Don't come trying to change me now. You accept me for what I was, and that's it. But y'all don't do that. Y'all get us straight from the get-go. Isaiah 43. See, Israel got the wrong idea too. And so he had to come along and send his prophets. That's why the prophets was not popular among Israel. Right. The reason why the prophets was not popular among Israel is because they always had to come with correction. And we don't like correction. Only the wise and special people is the one that likes correction. But as a general, as a whole, they don't like it. But here he says, you are my witnesses, Adonai, and my servants. I listen to some of these Christians and all these, but they make it, claim it, and make it, and take it, and stuff, and all like that. And they got this thing all backwards. Name it and claim it. That's it. Let me get it right. They got it. God got to do it because I'm this and that. God got to do this because I'm his son. God got to do this because I'm his daughter. What do you hear that for? What? He said, you are my servant, not I am your servant. That's the first thing you got to get understood. We're going to have this, and Christians like to run around talking about, I got a special relationship with God. You must be something special there because you know what I mean? See? And some of them say I got a personal there. Yeah. But here he says that you are my witnesses and my servants whom I have chosen, so that you can know and trust me and understand that I am he. And if you don't know what that is, you need to ask and find out about it. What do you mean I am he? Because that's very important. Okay? As I was telling y'all, I met this girl, boy, she was a good-looking girl, boy, I really liked her, boy. I really trying to come on to us back there. And she talked. I like your look and everything, but I got one thing. Yeah. Too short. She said, I like guys that I like to look up to. And she looked straight at me. No, she.
So you had all the qualifications for one.
Yep. And I said, I ain't gonna do no wrong.
I'll be right back. Put some stacks on.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Let's go there.
I'm not getting them over 10 dollars, but I can't stand up there long. Can't stand that long. That's one. You know? At first I was gonna kind of get mad. I thanked her for it. I said, cause she gonna waste my whole night, and I ain't got a chance from the get-go here. Give me another chance to go.
Go find somebody.
Yeah, go talk to somebody that I hate.
The light show guy.
Yeah, right.
She was honest.
Yeah. That's better than that. I like you as a friend, at least.
I like it like a brother.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's better than the shock. I just like you as a brother. So at least she told me exactly what it was, so I could work with that then. So. Mm-hmm. And so here, God is saying that we need to know what this one thing he's talking about. He says that you got to understand that I am he. And he explained it. No God was produced before me, after me. Yes, I am Adonai. The Trinity, no room for the Trinity. Dualism, no room for the dualism. There's only one God, and that's Yah.
That's right.
See? And that's what he says here. You got to believe that. And you believe anything else and all those things there, hey, ain't gonna work. It's just like I tell folks, if I tell you that this here bottle here that you see here, no bottle was made like this before, and there ain't gonna be no bottle made like this after. What is that saying about this bottle? That means it's the only one. See? Anything else come up along is a counterfeit. See? And that's what our God is saying. And you got to believe that. Otherwise, we ain't going to get along. See? We ain't going to get together. We ain't going to make it. That's why Satan came along with this idea and come along with this theory and everything here to seal people in doom. So they think they run along here, following God and all of that, and not knowing that they're going against it. He said, no God was produced before me, nor will any be after me. Yes, I am Adonai, I'm the owner. Besides me, there is no deliverer. I have declared, said, and proclaimed, not some alien God among you. He was saying this way before the Mashiach came. He was warning us ahead of time what Satan was going to do. Therefore, you are my witnesses, Adonai. I am God. And if you can't serve as his witness, what do you need us for? What do you need you for? Because you're black and beautiful? Because you're tall, short, fat, skinny? No, none of that. Therefore, we better get the true understanding. We better get the true, so we can have that good relationship.
Hallelujah.
Because that's what calls us to stick together and glue.
Amen.
Not looks and not all that stuff there, but hey, he's up front. He has a requirement, and our God is not desperate. What I mean when I say desperate?
He don't need us. We need him.
Huh?
He don't need us. We need him.
Right. It's just like on prom night. Ask the girl, hey, you want to go to prom with me? 2 weeks ahead of time, I asked her that. I ain't going with you. Get out of my face. About a week later, she still ain't got no date. 3 days before the time now, I come back and ask again, hey, it done changed all together. It done changed all together then. Hey, she's getting desperate there, because hey, she but when she thought she had a whole lot of what's called there, hey. And so our God don't get that way. And we get that same way too here, because I've done it that way too, got a little desperate, I kind of, hey, the girl, she kind of looked a whole lot different now. She was looking at good at first, but that desperation that running out time, she ain't that bad at all, hey.
A little makeup on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't know why I wouldn't bad on any word. Hey, that desperation, it came out. But I got him that way, dear folks. And it's not going to change. We better get our act together. And he tells us what is required of us. We also go to Isaiah 44, 6-8. And here's one of the reasons why. If you don't know about it, you need to learn. Thus says Adonai, Israel's king. See, we over here in America, we don't know about no kingship.
No.
See? We used to this republic, we used to this what we call democracy. We don't know about no kingship. Isaiah 44, 6-8 says, Thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zebaoth. I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God. Once again, he stresses that part there. That's the criteria. And if you don't meet that criteria, you're in trouble. Who is like me? Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what has been happening since I set up the eternal people. Let him foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Didn't I tell you this long ago? I foretold witnesses. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
He said, is there any God besides me? He said, there is no other rock. I know of none. Yeah, where are these people with this Trinity and this dualism and all this other? Where they coming from all this stuff?
Constitution.
That's exactly right.
Amen.
Didn't come from God.
Amen.
And therefore, this is why we have to be a correctable people. Because we've been lied to and all things, except, our children stuff who have been raised up in this and all things there, from babies and all those things there. You don't know what advantage that you've had, see, compared to what we had to transition from. See? But you got your dealings too. Because the enemies, he don't give up. See, on that end there. Therefore, let us follow through on that end. A kingdom is coming, right?
Right.
Thy kingdom come, that's the prayer. Thy will be done. And no kingdom is without a king.
Amen.
And the king, when he says something, that's it. Pouting and all this other stuff and protesting and all this stuff that will get you killed. Right? You see, you can't pull this stuff like that we do in front of a king. You can't do that kind of stuff. And they tell you that I don't hear no more of it. Shut up. That's it. I'm gonna talk and all that. Take him out there, cut his tongue out. And that's lucky. That's lucky.
Cut your whole esophagus up.
Head off. Open his head. Huh?
I said, just don't cut my tongue out. Just take me home. I wouldn't want to suffer like that. That's suffering. When you bleed to death?
Oh, they know how to do that. They know how to cut.
Oh, they know how to cut it?
Yeah. Therefore,
Don't have the last word, you won't have to worry about it.
there you go. Bite down on that tongue and hey. That's it.
Shut up.
That's it.
Remember your daddy tell you shut up.
And that's exactly right.
Shut up.
If you remember nowadays, that's right. When they tell you, that was one of the things too that I didn't think it was possible. My grandfather would give me a whooping, and he told me, "I told you shut up." He whooped me again, and he said, "Shut up." I said, "How can I be quiet? You're still whooping me." He said, "You'll get it done." Guess what? I showed it.
You better not cry.
I dried it up there, folks. I figured, I said, hey, it's better to do all this drying up than instead of getting this whooping in there. Hey, finally dawned on my brain and stuff like that. Hey, which is the best? Which is So he got him. I was telling him, you whooping me, and now how I'm gonna shut up? He said, you get it done. So like what you said about the police who told the guy about stopping and
Yeah.
yeah.
And he had a hard time. He run up to the stop sign until the stop, he's stupid, you know. So the police kept watching him. He said, nah, I know. You know better than that. So finally, he confronted him about it. And so he said, hey, man, I said, don't you know you're supposed to stop? You ain't supposed to. Just slow down, you're supposed to stop. Boy, he got all talking to the police, crazy. Police actually at the Betty Club, I went to whipping him across the head with it. He said, you want me to stop or slow down?
That's a harsh way to learn.
Uh-huh.
That's a harsh way to learn. But
Yeah.
I bet he figured it out then.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Before that time, he hard. Oh, ain't no difference between it. I stooped, I slowed down, and I looked, and then it said stop, not slow down. So he brought it in and said, hey, let me give you a demonstration of what the two of you. You give me the answer. So during the Christian era time, when the Mashiach come, people got a whole wrong attitude about the Mashiach. See? And so we have to go to New Testament time and find out a thing on my own. Now they want you to believe, they go around and tell you that Jesus is God the Father, He's God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. All three are what they teach you. And that's called the Trinity. But here in the scriptures, this man is saying, I can't do a thing on my own.
Right.
That sound like a God to you?
No.
Don't sound like no God to me. He said, I can't do a thing on my own. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is right because I don't seek my own desire, but the desire of the one who sent me. He let me know right there that there was someone above him. In our culture, in our Hebrew culture, anyone is able to send you has to be above you.
Right.
Okay? That's the nature of our culture. And so he's letting them know, I'm sent. He let them know there's somebody above me. But the Christian world and all this other world is saying, y'all know it ain't. The fundamental belief of Christianity is the Trinity. People come and ask me, well, are you a Christian? No. Christianity I ain't no part of. Because that's not my fundamental belief.
Right.
I got two. Some of them now done dropped off the Holy Ghost. That's where you get the dualists down to two. But they still hold on to it. But he said, I can't do a thing on my own. Who you gonna believe? Who you gonna accept? See? So we have to follow through on what he have said about himself, not what some people have come up with and concluded with their own ideas of what they think is what is going forward. If we don't follow through, then we're going to come up short. John 14:28. You heard me tell you, I am leaving, and I will come back to you. If you love me, you would have been glad that I'm going to the Father. Not I'm going to be the Father. Not I'm switching jobs. Not I'm switching positions. When I'm down here on earth, I'm the Son. But when I go back to heaven, I'm the Father. That's what someone tried to explain, like that.
No, he talked.
But then, who was he talking to? When he said, Father, I know you always hear me. Was he talking to himself? Myself, I know you always hear me. When he was praying, our Father, was he talking to himself?
No, no.
But that's what these dualists want you to believe. That's what these Trinitarians want you to believe. Yeah, we get in trouble a lot. I get in trouble a lot. A lot of people call up and say, and, ask me, do you believe in that? And I tell them no, and then, oh, I feel sorry for you. And I would come over and listen to y'all and be part of y'all. You don't believe that? There? I said, well, hey, yeah. And we're not going to change, so if you got to have that, just stay where you at. He said, they're going to have to answer to him. He said, didn't I tell you this? If you love me, you would have been glad that I'm going to the Father, because the Father is greater than I.
Hallelujah.
How more clear can you get? Somebody's going to have to answer something. Because one guy was saying, no, you teaching that false doctrine, teaching that stuff, that talking about that. Don't you belittle my Jesus, that's what he telling me. Well, I got mad and everything. I said, well, if this Jesus you talking about is the same man that I'm talking about here, I ain't belittling him. He the one that said that, not me. He said that his Father is greater than. I want to repeat what he said. He fit into what the Father has always taught, because the Father taught him. This stuff you coming up with is from the enemy. Yeah.
Also, just to add to you what you just said, if I can read Revelation 3 and 12.
Yeah.
And it says this, Revelation 3 and 12, and this is Yeshua talking, anybody that want to know, you can follow along. He said, I will make him to win the victory in the pillow of the temple of my God. Will never leave it. Also, I will write the name of my God and the name of my God's city, the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven from my God, and none of the new it will have a new name. So that's the Yeshua talking, and he's saying that Yah is his God.
There you go.
Amen. That's it. Amen.
So if the Trinity is right, then God's got a God. Therefore, don't fall for that kind of stuff. Come, let us be corrected that we might get this thing straight.
Be children of the light,
That's it.
not darkness.
See? And that's the way that it is. So he told us that.
Amen.
Okay. We have Sister LaShonda? Huh? Oh, okay then. Well, we need a substitute then. We're ready for our bounty intro.
Sister Leola's coming forward.
Yeah. Right.
May you be inscribed in the book of life for a good year. The ensign of his glory. Psalm 60:4. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. This banner representing Jerusalem and her king, the man whose name is the branch. For Zion's sake, I will not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. I have set watchmen upon thy wall, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent, and give him no rest, until he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Isaiah 6:1, 6, and 7. Isaiah 18:3. All ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye when he lifted up an ensign on the mountain, and when he bloweth the trumpet, hear ye. Let's rise. Let's rise. Hallelujah.
That's all y'all asking for. Is that too much?
Thank you.
Because he gave all.
And if that's too much, then hey, you ain't gonna make it. You see? But at least he's up front with us and let us know how it is on that end there. We have a little Israel update, kind of keep us up on what's going on, for us to keep ourselves focused on the time and season that we're in. We're in some very trying times and some very tough things going forward. The unity government that they thought was going to happen in Israel is in trouble. See? Blue and white saying that they can't go along with the deal. See? Gantz, he's the top guy there, and they was going to try to get this unity government where they would rotate different prime ministers. What it is that they can't get together on who's gonna be the first or the second one. Netanyahu want to continue on to be the first one, and then after that, then Gantz. Gantz, oh no, I ain't going along with that. We gonna be first, and then he gonna be second. And so Netanyahu said, no, I ain't going along with that because we already got the government going. I already got this thing going forth, and we ain't gonna have this thing going operating all the kind of way. So here we see that they just can't get along. And besides all that, one is saying, you in trouble, Netanyahu. You might not be there. We might be kicking you out because you on the indictment, you in trouble. And he said, so they suggested having both of them operate at the same time. See? And y'all both will be the prime minister at the same time, and no one has the rulership over the other. So y'all, and if y'all going to enact anything, y'all have to get together and decide and agree together, and then get it going and make a decision that way there. And Gantz say, no way. I'm not setting up there and being equal with no criminal. So he said that he's not gonna sit there with Netanyahu until he get that thing straight and that thing. You know, he's on indictment for some trouble and all going forth now. And so,
But they said Lieberman might end up being the kingmaker.
is that right? Yep. And so there's a lot of people in Israel saying that, hey, look, maybe we're through with this political prime minister stuff. Maybe it's time for Mashiach to come. So there goes on and say, maybe this is showing for this Mashiach time is near.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
very near.
So,
Very near.
because they just can't get along, you know. And neither one of them, I think one's got 55 seats and the other got 57. There's the two different, and so and neither one of them can form a government on their own, a unit government. They need 61 seats. Someone has to come with seat, and they can't get that.
So what happens now then?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. They're trying to work it out now.
They have to do it.
Yeah. Now they're looking for a third real election. And then the people ain't going for that. They say, hey, look, now
We didn't vote enough.
yeah, we don't went through this enough, you know, we don't. But of course, Gantz them is he's for that, you know, because he figured by that time for the next real election, everything there, this thing gonna be cleared up with Netanyahu, and he's thinking he's gonna be kicked out because he's guilty, you know. It's just a matter of proving it, you know. And his buddy Trump, who's been holding him up, everything there, President Trump, they figured that, hey, he's gonna be gone too, because the Democrats is plotting up impeachment against. They're hot on the impeachment trail to get him out of there. So, and it looks like he might not never get a chance to get his deal of the century. Yeah, that peace plan he got. Yeah, you know, that was over 2 years ago that he's supposed to been coming up with this. And every time you get ready to announce it, something happens. He was supposed to say that before this last election. Then right after the election, he's going to do it. Election's been gone and everything now. But he said, well, when Netanyahu would form his government, then hey, that ain't going to happen. And so now, we might never hear that peace plan that was the deal of the century. All these other presidents are going to try to do it, but hey, Trump said he's got it. But it's just like the Palestinians said before. It's just like the Mexicans said that we ain't building that wall. So y'all know who Trump says he's building it. He's getting it done. But y'all know who's building it, right? Y'all know who's paying for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mexico.
That's what he said. But look at your checks and look at your what you call it. And they tell me that the Social Security is going to be the lowest increase they've had. So if you're on Social Security and everything there, your increase is going to be way down. You know, every year they've been kind of giving a little increase in every certain percentage. That's going to be cut in half. You know? And people that's on food stamps and all that stuff that he already kicked off so many million people on food stamps now and everything because he got to take care of farmers and stuff because he got in trouble with that. He got to get them. And so the military is keeping because he's killing some of their things to pay for this wall. So it just goes to show you, it looks like all these governments, all these democracies having trouble. Not only that, but the other nations are having trouble now with Iran. They found out that over the last few months, especially, that Iran has been backing out on the deal and have cheated on there and enriched some uranium more than they were supposed to do it and stockpile it and everything. So they gave them warning. The EU warned Iran no more breach of the nuclear deal or the Obama deal. They hate to call it Obama deal, you know, the Trump call that's why he backed out. But I thought y'all told me that he wanted that deal going. He says no, he's still against that deal. I thought someone told me that Trump went back and said he wanted it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he trying to get the deal back.
Yeah, oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, he just got to saying that. He said no.
You know, he say no one minute, yes the next minute. All depends on who he talks to.
Yeah. Well, what kind of president we got that he double? What did the Bible say about a double-minded man?
Unstable in all his ways.
And that, so
We
that
all know he ain't stable.
Might got dementia.
that's the president we got. Well, we're in trouble there, folks.
No, we're not in trouble. We look for our king.
Thank you. I'm not.
But they're right. But it's going. He make it hard while they can, though. See. I went there the other day and I used to go in there to the store that's doing a lot of buying stuff, you know, and they had this bag of onions used to be $1.49. Then we eased it up to $1.59, then went on up to $1.69. Same bag of onions. I looked the other day there, $2.60-something. Same bag. Yes. Yes.
You gotta pay for that wall. He was in. Hey, you know that wall is not built to keep nobody out. That wall to keep us in.
Y'all know what a roll of that tire wire is. You know, the roll of wire.
Yeah.
I used to get it for $2 or something. I went and got one the other day. It's $7 or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
About $5 for the same roll.
Welcome to the tariff.
That's it. Say that again. Tell them again what that is.
Welcome to the tariff.
Welcome to the terrace.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tariffs on China, right?
Yeah.
Everything we import from China has got a tax on it.
That's right. So when he said he's making a deal and he's flexing muscles, he's on our backs. Cause China just turn around and say, okay, you up it on that, we're gonna up it on what we can send you. And guess who got to pay for that?
We do.
That's right. Ordinary people. See, ordinary people.
making all kinds of decisions. We got to prepare for it.
We're ready for y'all's kingdom. How many of y'all ready for y'all's kingdom?
Amen.
Today, I'm tired. Tired of working and paying taxes.
Yeah. And man, it's just, we just come up with some stupid stuff. We're showing that, y'all know about the new topless bill.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard about that.
Me and my wife were discussing that, and I said, they'll never pass that. Boy, did I get a slap in the face. I didn't think they would do that.
Not here, no.
I thought y'all women had better sense than that.
Godly women do.
All right, no.
Worldly women do.
You know who started that. It wasn't the ones who look like this.
Oh, okay.
They say,
You know who started that.
if a man can go without a shirt, they want to go without a shirt.
Those in darkness can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, they think
They're
they got a
gonna
problem
reveal their
now.
own darkness.
That's not for people to pray.
Well, they got it.
We're children of the light.
Did you also read the stipulations that they have put in place for this new law? Where you can take pictures of women?
Yes, but you can't take pictures of a little
There's
girl.
one stipulation. If you take a picture of a young girl, teenage girl can walk down the street too with her top off. But you can't take a picture of her because it's considered child.
You can take a picture.
Well, they're gonna have a lot
That's
of
a setup right there.
No. You can take a picture, but you just can't put it on the internet.
You can't take a picture if you take
A picture and it's in your camera, that's child pornography.
But you can take a picture.
You don't have to post it and send it.
Wait.
Moving on.
When they talk.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you better ask her her age before you snap that
Then you gonna get for sexual harassment.
Right, then you gonna get harassment. You better.
Wait.
That's chaos.
Yeah, it's already bad enough that men got a problem touching women already.
Well, that's what they want.
It's gonna get worse.
Why would you want to walk down the street with your top off?
Because I want equal rights.
Thank God it's
It's gonna get worse already with the clothes on.
a lot of car
They're
wrecks.
gonna do that.
A lot of car wrecks.
Not man.
But you can't take pictures of it.
But make sure don't let our girls walk down there with that topless on.
There you
Y'all
go.
might want to raise your hand.
That's right, excuse me.
also do that.
When the Caucasians start doing it, here we go. Just like if you down there on the corner, big and Caucasian, then I said, oh,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, please. Please, one at a time, please. And we all confused. No, you was somebody talking while you was talking to me was talking. That's why I said excuse me too whenever two was talking at the same time. That's all.
well, y'all go ahead then.
Way up.
Now go ahead. Whoever's talking.
All right, then, right over here, our point, right here.
But my mom said, what's that make that a lot of people have issues with women breastfeeding in public, so now they can just bear it out. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So then they really shouldn't say nothing about breastfeeding.
Well, they won't now.
They should.
I mean, hey, but you still gotta recognize. You still gotta, you can go to the stores and places there. They still have it in the buildings and stuff like that there, but it require you to have to do it. But out in public, out on the street, and out in the parks and all the places there, you like hang out.
What about my rights? What my rights is being violated? I don't want to see that.
Well, don't go out there.
That means keep your clothes on there.
That means don't go out.
My children are going to be exposed to it, so my 4-year-old can see random,
Not a little bit, baby.
That don't count.
So what you think we raised? Baby pedophile.
That don't count. Yeah. Do we have somebody over on this side here too? Then what's up? Oh.
Senior citizens.
Yes.
Did you mention also about the gun laws gonna change.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mention that.
Okay, well, and I think about November 1st, any Oklahoma can go and get a gun and they can carry it over. Well, now they enforce it then, you can enforce it then. So you can be able to do it by the 1st. So you don't need no background check.
Oh, wow.
You don't need nothing. You don't need, all you need to do is put it on the side.
Yeah.
And then carry it over.
Try your gun.
So you got all these kind of things going like this. Pedophiles,
Yeah.
people going present, people wearing guns out openly. It's a crazy place.
If you got a felony, you can't.
Chaos.
All right, Nate.
No, I was just asking, brother. You said you don't need a background check?
No, they're not gonna do a background check. You know that the Republicans against that. They're gonna give you a little like check, saying thing if you know, like if you crazy, maybe you might have a little a felony or something like that, but they're not gonna give you a crazy check. You see how you crazy or that?
Oh, you talking about mental?
Yeah, mental.
Automatically.
You know, one day they're gonna pass a law that they go out there and draw against each other like guns smoke.
They're gonna make that.
Why do they think in the Wild West that they decided that hey, to confiscate all the guns because bullets gonna be flying down here and all that stuff there? Oh man, it's,
God smoke, have fun with travel.
Like they're trying to bring it back.
all these things are signs that man is we just messing up worse and worse.
Yes, we are.
We're not doing it, because I can't see no good is gonna come out of this.
No good.
Now them same people, everything they went over to Africa and saw the ladies going out there. They call them uncivilized tribes and all that stuff there, because the women went around like that. And now they done voted to be uncivilized. But if you call them uncivilized, they're gonna be upset.
Yeah, very upset. I mean, sue you.
But they didn't realize over in Africa, it's hot.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's
Right. But they call them uncivilized. So what they're gonna do what they're gonna call them. See? So showing them the world is messed up. The world needs guidance. The world needs teaching. The world needs morality. This morality and stuff is not blooming out within them own self. Something is wrong somewhere.
the sister back here said something.
Okay. Yes.
I said it was because it wasn't their idea to walk topless. When you were talking about Africa, they've been doing it over in Africa all this time. It wasn't their idea. Culture.
Oh, okay.
So now this is their idea.
Right. Okay. All right. But all I'm saying is that they call them, when they went over there and saw them, they call them uncivilized. That's the point I'm saying.
Right. She said it's because it wasn't their idea.
Oh, God, yeah, right. I agree with that. Right. So what they're gonna say now? They doing the very same thing, but I bet you they don't call themselves uncivilized.
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be that big of. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a flux of people gonna be walking around with their breasts hanging out. And you're gonna see it. You might see it occasionally, but I don't think it's.
Yeah, because man, some of them need to keep that.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Yeah.
Let's keep it. Yep.
How people come out and talk about, hey, you can't be saying that on the air. And I will get in trouble. People gonna be writing me and texting and stuff like that. And hey,
Let's move on.
some of them ladies need to keep them bras and keep them shirts and all. Oh!
All right, amen. Move on now because.
Therefore, man is like I said, I'm so slap faced because I didn't think that would get passed. In the Bible Belt? Right. Huh? All right.
That is going to embarrass kids, teenagers, kids who's going to school when their mama come up to the school with the breast hanging down to the knees.
I'm glad it's a woman that said, not me now. I didn't say that. Okay, it's a woman that said that. All right, let me see. She said,
You know how you say when your kid is bad and nobody admits it, they gonna say, who's wrong with that? Ain't nobody gonna say that.
hey, be like my daughter. When I would drive my old Chevrolet. And they right. When I had to take her to school, drop me off way down here the car. I said, hey, no, I can drive right on up to the door there and everything. No. Huh? Yeah, right.
Earl used to drive it too.
Yeah, they didn't want me to drink. Their mama was driving the Lincoln and stuff. So, oh yeah. Now she can take me there, but when I had to drive that, oh no, because I don't drive no hoop to see that. Drop me off at the corner here. But dear folks, keep up with the time. The scriptures is very true. All these things are signs of the end. See? All these things are signs of the end, and can't be too good for mankind. And all these things that's going forth here, are storms and earthquakes and all these things. All these are signs that the Mashiach said that will come forth now. And we get some strange stuff. We get some crazy stuff. That what was it? Doran? Yeah. Yeah. It stayed over the what was that, the Bahamas?
Yes.
And just stayed there.
all over.
Huh? I mean, just stuff, the strange stuff that are happening, dear folks, now. And if you don't you better take guard. These are the things we better be watching for and understand that these are things that are signs that the end is near. And us that are righteous, we can't wait for God's righteousness to come, because if it completes the siege like this here, the whole world is going to be destroyed.
So it is. And look how high you burn. They didn't have a lot of solid good homes anyway. They did jack.
Let us be very careful. All right, we're going to ask you, let's see here. No, all right, that's good. No speaking today, no song today. All right. As you get your Bibles, I'm going to ask you to stand, and we're going to go to Ezekiel 33 for our tea time, our Teshuvah time. Go to Ezekiel. The 33rd chapter. The 1 through the 9th verse. I will read the first verse. You will respond with the second verse. And then when we get to the 9th verse, we read it all together. Everybody's clear on that?
That's all.
Okay. The word of Adonai came to me.
Human beings, speak to your people. Say to them, suppose I bring sword on the country, and the people of that country take one of their men and appoint him their watchman.
Now if upon seeing the sword coming against that country, he blows the shofar and warns the people.
Then if the sword comes and takes away someone who heard the sound of the shofar, but paid no attention to it, the responsibility for that person's death will be his own.
He heard the shofar, but paid no attention. So the responsibility for his death is his own. Whereas if he had paid attention, he would have saved his life.
But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the shofar, so that the people are not outgunned, defeated, and taken away, he will live. But our own watchman is responsible for it.
Likewise, you human beings, I have appointed you as watchmen for the house of Israel. Therefore, when you hear the word from my mouth, warn them for me.
When I tell the wicked person, you will serve God, and you fail to speak and warn the wicked person to leave his way, then that wicked person will be found guilty, and I will hold you responsible for his death.
Altogether,
On the other hand, if you warn the wicked to turn from his way, and he doesn't turn from his way, then he will still be guilty, but you will save your own life.
hallelujah! Hallelujah! I ask you also to bow your head for our Tanakh Baraka. Bless you, Lord, our God, King of the universe, have given us your Torah, the rights and the property, have read that desire by thy great spirit, and have commanded us to diligently teach them unto our children, unto our people, and all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. Okay, you may be seated. I made up my mind, I ain't gonna be guilty. See? So I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna warn you. I'm gonna tell you. Some of the ministers say, hey, I can't tell my people that because they're gonna become mad now. Hey, get mad.
Get mad.
Yeah, you get mad.
Pass it on, get mad.
Yeah.
Get mad.
That's what Yom Teruah is about.
Amen.
During this season that we're coming up with now, sound that shofar. Sound the shofar. Tell people those things there. And whatever you do about it, that's your business.
Amen.
Okay? But remember, you can't say, nobody tell me about it. Nobody sounded the shofar. We didn't hear that. Oh, no. We're going to see to it that we do those things here. That if you don't do it, you got to, I heard it or not, no. You're still going to fail. But they said, I didn't see the sign. Hey, that.
No excuse there. No, it's there.
So, at the one place here, man, I was coming into the little town, boy, and they had the sign off there somewhere, man. I'm parking right on through there, man, and pulled me over. But I had a feeling, I was coming into town. See what I'm talking about, and so I was shutting it down. I was a little over and everything. So he said, I'm gonna give you a break this time here, cause I saw that you was slowing down. And I said, yeah, but that sign was well, but I couldn't quite see. He said, yeah, but whether you see it or not, whether you see it or not,
Yeah.
So
That makes it a trap.
well, whatever it was, hey, I didn't think it was time to be arguing and fighting with him and everything.
Early, be quiet.
So I just go agree with him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it don't hurt to say yes, sir, to them.
And you got just a warning.
Yeah, I got just a warning. He said, hey. But then, just to be sure, I went back home the other direction. I didn't go back to that. I I said, well, he might be the good one, but the other might not be so good. So I said, I'm going to take another route and go home. But we have to understand those things here and follow through. This week's Torah reading is taken from the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, the 29th chapter, starting at the 9th verse, through the 30th chapter and the 20th verse. That is Deuteronomy 29:9 through the 30th chapter and the 20th verse. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the book of Yeshayahu, Isaiah, the 61st chapter, starting at the 10th verse, through the 63rd chapter, the 9th verse. That is Isaiah 61:10 through 63rd chapter and the 9th verse. This week's Parashah is Parashah 50, which is Nitzavim, and it means standing.
You say 50 or 51?
50. Mm-hmm. No, you're right. That should be 51. 51. Thank you. Our scripture reading will be taken from the Haftorah reading, which will be given by our Shemash. Let us give our undivided attention as we read the word of Yah to us.
Shabbat Shalom. Scripture reading is taken from the book of Yeshayahu, Isaiah, the 62nd chapter, 1 through the 5th verse. That's Isaiah 62, 1 through 5. And that's page 534 and 35. For Zion's sake, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest until her vindication shines out brightly, and her salvation like a blazing torch. The nation will see your vindication, and all kings your glory. Then you will be called by a new name, which Adonai himself will pronounce. You will be a glorious crown in the hand of Adonai, a royal diadem held by your God. You will no longer be spoken of as a Azuve, abandoned, or your land be spoken of as Shamanah, desolate. Rather, you will be called Hemsah. My delight is in her, and your land Beulah, married. For Adonai delights in you, and your land will be married as a young man marries a young.
Y'all ain't tolerating with the children of Israel, still working on the promise that he made to our father Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Still working on that. After all these years, he's still working on that thing.
Hallelujah.
See? Right. And whether we fit in or not. And so God is saying, and he's bringing them to this point here. They've been in the wilderness for 40 years. They had been in Egypt for 430 years, and now 40 years in the wilderness. And he's beginning now to get them ready for them to cross over. And he's giving them last minute instructions. He's letting them know, as I'm trying to give us instructions and everything about, we holler about, I can't wait for the kingdom. You right sure you want the kingdom? So Yah is telling them, hey, we can't wait till we get in there. You right sure you want to get into the land? Amen. Because once you get to the land, it ain't going to be like what you think it is.
That's right.
I got other expectations for you. Matter of fact, Nitzavim, you all are standing here because you are the ones that chose to stay in contact with me. You are the ones, see, that had that unity among you to follow through and stay with me. Not like these other folks that was ready to go back to Egypt every time a little problem happened.
Mhm.
See, you have people, you know, that they do okay until a little trouble happens.
That's right.
And then when a little adversity comes along and everything there, they can't make it.
Ready to give up.
He said, but you are standing here, see? Because you endured the hardship and those things there. You endured those things there, and now you're standing here. But now I'm expecting more for you than that.
Right.
It's just like I tell people when they said, oh, I sit back in the... No, it's just beginning now.
That's right.
See?
Roll it.
Your fight, right? Not just an outside, you know, I got to make the honest child. I mean, no. That's just the beginning of it. And the enemy going to really work at you then. He's going to really bring temptation on you.
That's right.
Because you don't halfway, yeah, you just done that for sure. You really ain't that way. That's why I say about the song is with all our heart.
Mhm.
Because if you got any other depths in that heart, that you got any other shortcomings, you got any other doubts and stuff in there, the enemy gonna jump on that.
That's right.
And let me tell you something, he's gonna flood you with them thoughts. That's where that battle's at right there. See? Therefore, he says here, so God is giving them strength. He's bringing a whole house of Israel. He done told them certain things that I want you to do when you get in the land, so you won't have this excuse. I didn't hear this. I didn't know nothing about it. Didn't nobody tell me. I did not. No. You ain't gonna come with me with that. So God had special stuff that they had to do. We talked about that last Shabbat, what they had to do. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 29. And we're going to start reading at the 9th verse.
Says, therefore, observe these words of this covenant and obey them.
God said, I'm making a covenant with you. What's a covenant?
An agreement. A contract.
A contract.
Yep.
Agreement. And y'all know what happens if you make a contract and you fail to keep up your part. What happens?
You can breach a contract, it's sued.
There you go. There you go. God said, I'm making a breach of contract. See, because some of us don't understand that.
Right.
Okay? Some of them, I was listening to Judge Judy and everything there, and the lady, she said, well, I paid this, you know, I paid him a little bit of money here, and then I was a little late, but I paid him that there, and then I paid him that, but I don't feel like I was on a breach of contract. The lady said, you never did pay it on time. And that's part of the contract. You don't got to pay at a certain time. Read some of your bills and everything. If you find in your bills and everything there. Your Cox bill or your electric bill or something like that. They tell you the due date here. Then they said after that due date time, then you got to pay more money.
Late charge. Yeah.
So you need to read all this contract. You need to read everything about this covenant. So y'all was getting it straight with us. See? He said you need to listen to all that I'm saying here.
Make everything you do prosper.
Now, notice that. If you want everything that you do to prosper, if you want everything to be good for you, you need to do this. Well, maybe you say, well, maybe I don't want everything good to work for me. Then, hey, that's your choice.
Right.
But I want to tell you something, dear folks. We're dealing with a God that guarantees his word.
Mm-hmm.
He guarantees his word. He's faithful in fulfilling the curses as well as he's faithful in fulfilling the blessings.
That's right.
That's your choice.
You too.
That's your choice. Read on
10th verse says,
to the 14th, right?
10th says, today you are standing, all of you, before Adonai your God, officers, all the men of Israel, along with your little ones, your wives, and your foreigners, here with you in your camp.
Now, the rabbis teach, and I tend to agree with it too, they was actually standing.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think God wanted to be standing?
You want their attention.
That's exactly right.
You can go and sleep.
You know how y'all get set down in your seat there and everything there, and y'all get this comfortable position. Y'all get this comfortable position and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I just almost look over what's it called. I can tell. I can look at the tail ones and know where you at. You know, all those things. You get that. It's kind of fun. We all got that little different position and pose. You know, try to get comfortable. Yeah, right. But they had to stand.
Mm-hmm.
See? I mean, let me tell you, if you go to sleep while you're standing there, you got a big fall.
You just follow the next person. Just follow to the next person.
Now they ain't trying to hold you up because they're trying to hold their own self up. So you see, so they're gonna hunt you. Boop, hey. Oh yeah, right.
Just don't lock your knees.
Yep. I had to learn that the hard way. You know, but you had to stand it so they can get your attention, and this is important. See, you know. So I want you to make sure that you hear this. I want everybody, all House of Israel, to hear what I'm saying here. This is how important this was to Yah. This is how important it was for us to understand and know and to deal with Him. Read on.
From the one who chops your wood to the ones who draw your water. The purpose is that you should enter into the covenant of Adonai your God and into his oath, which Adonai your God is making with you today, so that he can establish you today for himself as a people, and so that he will be God, and as he said to you, as he swore to you.
There you go.
To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But I am not making this covenant and this oath only with you.
Now notice this. He let you know the purpose by which he's doing these things. Somehow we get this idea, and somehow we got this thing all locked in. It's all about us.
Mm-hmm.
And you have an importance. But y'all said, I made a promise to 3 people.
Abraham,
Yep. Isaac, and Yaakov. I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. I made a promise to them. But that don't guarantee nothing for you. Please get that. There ain't no guarantee. And there you go. You know, well, what do you mean that there was a whole bunch of them? 24,000 of them fell in the 1,200 of them fell. They had the blood.
Mm-hmm.
They had the color. They had all that. But they wasn't with all their heart. They hadn't got Egypt out of them.
Mm-hmm.
In a little thing with that, hey, I'll go back to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
We have got to understand and get this thing right and get the understanding of what it's talking about. God is still working on a promise that he made to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Because of we received everything there, that gives us an advantage. But that don't lock us in.
That's right.
I want you to understand something here. Even Mashiach, that's just the way. But that ain't the only. It don't mean nothing. He said, oh, no, it ain't like that. He said, God so loved Israel. Is that what it says?
No, the world.
What did it say?
God so loved the world.
Some of them keeps that.
I know. But what does the scripture say?
Yeah.
God, it said, God so loved the world. But I'm going to ask you a question. Is the world going to be saved?
No.
It's the end coming to that.
See? That's exactly right. And that's the aspect I'm talking about. And that's what I'm saying here. Just because God has set this pattern, set this thing here for us, and it is a sure way if we do our part.
Even the scripture said all Israel shall be saved. But all Israel is not going to be saved. It was talking about all 12 tribes will be saved.
And true Israelites. See? Everybody that's Israel, part of Israel, is not true Israelites.
That's right.
Even though they get the color, the blood, and hair, and all that other stuff there. But this is why he's saying so important here. If you want to make it, you got to follow and obey me. That's what's going to make it. Please get that. Because too many people are going on with this color and all this other stuff and all that there. Okay, good. But that ain't the all in.
That's right.
See? You, me, we all are representative of him. Okay? And when we get out of the criteria of what he has established and what he has said, then we're no longer a representative for him. And you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
See? Doesn't matter what let's get that understanding. Read on.
15
Yeah.
says, rather, I am making it both with you, who is standing here with us today before Adonai your God, and also with him who is not here with us today. For you know how he lived in the land of Egypt, and how he came directly through the nations you passed through. And you saw their detestable things and their idols of wood, stone, silver, and gold that they had with them. So let there not be among you a man, woman, family, or tribe whose heart turns away today from Adonai our God to go and serve the God of those nations. Let there not be among you a root bearing such bitter poison and wormwood. If there is such a person, when he hears the word of this curse, he will bless himself secretly, saying to himself, I will be all right, even though I will stubbornly keep doing whatever I feel like doing.
All right. What did it say?
All right.
Yeah.
Deceiving his own self.
I want you to understand something. Who was he talking to when he was doing all this talking?
Israel.
Yeah.
He's talking to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Natural bone, right color, right hair, right. Also, I want you to understand something. He was also talking to the foreigners also.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to everybody that was standing there.
Everybody that was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
There were those that were not Israelites that came out too, because they saw what the God of Israel did to all the other gods and stuff. They said, hey,
I'm out of here.
Better get on the winning side.
yeah, that's right. So it goes back to what I was saying. Even though he was talking Israel and everything there, and he said, God so loved the world. When God told him another thing, he said, you are all standing here. And they was all standing there. The 12 tribes plus the others. And he said, if you will follow this covenant, if you will do it, and he said, I ain't talking, people said, well, see, he said that was back there with the covenant he made with them, and he gave them the laws and stuff there, but we got a new covenant. what the Christianity says and all that. But did you read that? See that what he said? He said, this ain't also, this covenant I'm making ain't just for you that's standing here, but it's for some other folks too that's not standing here.
One that's not there.
That means in the future.
Right. Talk about that.
Talking about us.
Right.
Talking about in our time. You got to understand something, dear folks. As I said before, we're dealing with a long-term God, not a short-term God.
That's right.
6,000 years is only 6 days in this prophetic time. So here we are doing those things in all that. And, oh, that's a long time ago and all that. Ain't not to him. So we got to understand and get those things right. Read on.
Says, even though I will stubbornly keep doing whatever I feel like doing, so that I, although dry, sinful, will be added to the water righteous. But Adonai would not forgive him. Rather, the anger and the jealousy of Adonai would blaze up against that person. Every curse written in this book will be upon him.
Every curse will be upon him.
Mm-hmm.
Why? See? Why? Don't you got money in your veins? But because you disobeyed. Our forefathers did us a bad deal, dear folks. That's why we come over here, everybody else, they was talking about immigration and everything then had got all this big trial about immigration and everything there. And your people come over here. Well, my daddy came over here and he was a Scotland and all of how we talk about, well, my daddy come over here, he was a Chinaman and my daddy come over here but our daddies come over here, they were slaves.
Yep.
They didn't volunteer to come over here.
That's right.
They were forcibly brought over here.
Trump is saying that the people that's gonna come here, the one that's gonna be welcome here, has got to have money. That's the case. We would never made it. We wouldn't be here.
And we'd have called that they rose to become that great power.
Yeah.
But it was a curse for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because our forefathers messed up. They didn't heed what was told them. Okay? And I'm saying, dear folks, and he's very serious about it. See? That's why he said, tell the wicked man you got to straighten your act up. Tell a wicked woman you got to straighten your act up. Can't be like you run. You can't do what you want to do. We live in an age now, but that's the way you see it. I don't see it that way. So I'm going to do it like what I want to do. Ain't nobody going to be telling me, I just do that. No. He said, way back then he said don't have that attitude. We still got it today. But I don't see it that way now. I see it a different way now. And so, hey.
That's the world acting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looking out there.
I think that, human totally different, a whole new day, different day. But they still say we all right.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow they're gonna be going to church and all that stuff and they think they're all right with him.
Yeah.
They don't think they're in trouble. It ain't gonna be too long before they're gonna be getting into their season. That season of lies.
Yeah.
And they say Jesus is the reason for the season. Y'all know what season I'm talking about?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas. Ain't gonna be too much longer, but they're gonna be in it. They're gonna inundate you with it. Oh yeah. It's right after that. That's when they do that. All Souls Day, demons and all that stuff. They get a chance to be highlighted and everything. Not in my house. You mean to tell me you gonna stop the little children from coming over your house and getting candy and all that? You a terrible person. Sure am.
We used to lock the gate so they couldn't get in.
Yeah. We cut the lights off and everything, and they ain't answering no door at my house. Everybody else got their lights and stuff on, and not my house. Ain't got nothing to do with that kind of stuff. That's paganism and those things there. God said, don't do those things. And that was the warning that he was giving Israel. You're getting ready to go into the land now. And you're going to face all these things. All this stuff is there. You want to resist all that stuff and everything there. Until I get this stuff all right there. That's the reason why you getting into the land and they going. Because I don't like it. But it's all right. They were the wrong people that were doing it. But it's all right for us to do it. No, it ain't all right. God don't like that act. Learn not the ways of the heathens. Don't go to practice in their ways. Right. Not trying to make some excuse and try to, Read on.
Adonai would blot out his name from under heaven. The 21st verse says, Adonai will single him out from all the tribes of Israel.
He said he's going to blot out what?
He's going to blot out his name from under heaven.
All right, now this blot out that we're talking about goes back to what we are reminding you during this month. May you be inscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Inscribed means not blotted out, but put in.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But and that's why I tell you, just because you put in there, don't mean that you can't be blotted out.
Right.
Some people, well, I know my name is in there. Okay, then. This is why each year we have to check ourselves to make sure that it,
Yeah.
You say, well, hey, once I got the Mashiach and all that stuff and all those things and everything that God ordered, it's sure, yeah, but that's sure. But it's your sure. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. It ain't the fact of him not being sure. It ain't the fact that the way is not sure. It's not the fact that our sacrifice is qualified. But are you staying on target? Are you staying on full heart? Yeah. How you know? Because the spirit is working in me. You better test those spirits. We better test ourselves. See? Why I need to test myself? Just to check. Don't he tell us to do that?
Mm-hmm.
What does the scripture say? Yeah. He also tells us to test it and try yourself. Because when you think that you are Nitzavim, when you think you are standing, you fall. Who are you talking to? What people be talking to? Yeah, you've been talking to them folks that was up there in that position first.
Yeah.
If you already falling, he ain't talking to you.
Right.
See? You haven't been up in an upright position and everything, for him to say, lest you think that you standing when you
Get this back up.
You're right. So we test ourselves, we try ourselves, and that's what this month of Elul is all about. See? Seeing how we compare it. And don't compare ourselves among ourselves. Bad news. Here's where the Mashiach comes in. The Mashiach is our standard bearer. He's our comparison. Okay? And why? Because he done already overcome. Why you gonna compare with someone that ain't already overcome? I'm still working at overcoming. Why you want to compare yourself with me?
Yeah. That's right.
I say, hey, I'm well pleased.
That's exactly what he said.
That's the only one you have said.
And so let's compare ourselves with him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're all right, good for you. And if you don't think that you'll step all the way up to the plate with all your heart and everything there, teshuva.
Right.
That's what this time is for.
Mm-hmm.
Teshuva means to turn. Realize that, hey, somehow I done got off beat here. Hey, it's time to reverse. It's time to turn around, head back. Okay? I'm drifting out the wrong way here. That's why God wanted to make sure our covenant, his covenant, his words and stuff is there for us so we can get those things. Put that covenant there. God laid those things out for us, for us to go forth, that it might be well with us.
Mm-hmm.
That we might prosper and that we might never be kicked out the land. Well, dear folks, we know what our forefathers them did, don't we? We don't have to ask nobody what they did.
Right.
How do we know that? Huh? Right, because we got kicked out. We got kicked out. Then we're sitting over there talking, blaming the Khazari Jews and blaming them other. They done stole our identity and there. But get off of that kick. You ain't still learned your lesson yet. Like my grandfather told me and everything, he put me about everything, and he said, now you understand what it is? I'll make it every excuse. He said, no, you still got the wrong answer. You need a little more whipping there. Finally, I did it because I disobeyed you and I did not do what you said. That's the right answer.
You're on your way.
That's the right answer. Now we can start getting this thing straight. As long as you got an excuse here, as long as you want to blame the white man for this, blame the guy for that guy, and they did this and they mistreated and no. Y'all said, I told you what they're going to do to you. I told you ahead of time what they're going to do to you. You didn't believe me. I told you they're going to take your wives and do whatever they want to do with them. They're going to take your children and do whatever they want to do with it. They're going to take not only your wives and your children, but they're going to take you and do whatever they want to do with you.
Right.
Amen.
And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it.
Amen.
Therefore, obey my word. Obey my teaching. Stay in contact with me. Stay in line with me. Don't become fault of my covenant. Because it won't be well with you if you break this covenant. God pleaded with us, told us that everything before we went into the land. Pleaded with us. You like got these Hebrew Israelite brothers that I get into trouble with everything. Well, we ain't got to do that till we get to the land. You better have your mind made up, and you better start doing this thing before you get into the land.
Hallelujah.
That's God was telling them this before they got into the land. This is what we're talking about here before they got to the land. All these things were required before they got into it. I ain't got to do this and that. I ain't got to do it till I get into the land. You better have it in your mind made up to do that before you get it in.
Hallelujah.
See? Because let me tell you something. The land don't change you.
Amen. Amen. The kingdom don't change.
See?
Hallelujah.
It's God's words.
That's right.
And what he said, that's where the change come in.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Just as he let them know. I'm telling you, I'm giving you my word. do this and do that, do this and do that, have this attitude and do those things there, stay with me, stand with me, and it's going to be well with you. Go against me, don't follow these things that I'm saying, everything, it's going to be bad for you.
That's right.
Do we believe that? Do we listen to that? Do we hear those things? Go to Deuteronomy 30. And read the first 2 verses there. 1 and 2 of Deuteronomy 30.
When the time arrives that all these things have come upon you, both the blessing and the curse, which I have presented to you, and you are there among the nations to which Adonai your God has driven you, then at last you will start thinking about what has happened to you.
Now notice that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about when I said, when I told you that we ain't got the right answer yet. People keep hollering, how long we going to be in this? How long? People don't get this magical 400 years. I don't know where to get that from. You mean tell me you don't believe in the 400 years? I ain't seen none of that stuff what you talking about. I ain't seen the support of that. Now, I'm different from a lot of Hebrew Israelites, you know, and then I challenge them. I said, well, show me where it is. Show me where it's at. God said here that when you mess up this time here and everything now, that 400 years, I said, applied to him already fulfilled that. He's talking to them 400-year people that he was talking about going to be in the land.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
He was talking to them.
Hallelujah.
He said, but when you go back in the captivity this time and the trouble that's going to come on, he said, you ain't going to come out right until you learn a lesson. If it take 800 years.
Well, I mean, if you think about it from the perspective, he said, when you disobey me, if you don't follow, I'm gonna punish you 7 times.
Yeah.
So if you get that, 7 times 400, that's 28.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, you have to take it in all totality. You can't take it just the totality up here in America, because not all the tribes came here to America. You have to take it to the
That's exactly right.
You have to take it to the totality of the whole diaspora.
And that's exactly what I have a problem with, you know, with these Hebrew Israelites, that they act like all 12 tribes came here to America. All 12 tribes didn't come.
Nope.
America got the least.
See? So here, when you start mixing, not rightly dividing the word of God, not rightly dividing prophecy and those things there, this is where you get all this mixed up attitude stuff. This is where you get all these wrong attitudes of stuff. Oh boy, this is the 400th year. We're supposed to be getting out of here.
Now what happens when it don't happen?
Yeah. It's run that quick. 19.
They got to find a Moses.
They got 2 or 3 more months to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be gone. And it's gonna be some sad folks.
Moving over. Well, Matthew, you gonna be on motion?
I'm moving.
400 more years ago.
But here I'm telling you right now. Read that again, Deuteronomy 30.
Okay. First verse.
First verse.
When the time arrives that all these things have come upon you.
When all these things, so he's talking about our time. He's talking about our time. He said these curses and these blessings.
Right.
When see, God looks way ahead. He
Hallelujah. The end from the beginning. See it all.
read on. What is that there?
Both the blessing and the curse, which I have presented to you, and you are there among the nations to which Adonai your God you.
Not you ain't in your land. He said, where you gonna be? In the nations.
Right.
We ain't in our land. We in the nations where he done drove us. Because we wasn't worthy and qualified to stay in the land. matter of fact, God said the lamb would kick you out.
So then,
Read it there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yet, we blame, see, now why I said we ain't got the right answer yet. We blame the Khazari Jews.
Wrong
They
answer.
kicked us out and took our identity. The wrong Jews over there. Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. Ain't repented yet.
That's right.
Ain't teshuva yet. Don't even see the problem.
That's right.
Don't see the
They
problem.
ain't got it. They ain't got it
Ain't
yet.
got there yet.
Them are the folk we need to be working on, brother.
Hallelujah.
So we get this time shut down. We need to be educating them and tell them about that now and get off this other stuff. That's what I'm doing.
Unbelief, shut down. You need to get rid of them knuckleheads and let me go on.
See?
Yeah, teshuva before you go anywhere.
You can go over there now if you want to. You just can't go over there on the Aliyah and all things there and all that. But you can go over there. You can go over there and stay if you want to.
Money, go on, go.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, them cousins over there,
ain't gonna make it easy.
They're not gonna welcome you.
them cousins over there got open arms and welcome you.
No, cousin ain't gonna like
Just because you discovered.
Yeah. Found that out for sure. Hey, when I was over there, hey. And all of them to get that false attitude and everything. There's a bunch of them dead over there. See? Get off the wrong way, they'll let you know. No. You Palestinian? No, I ain't no Palestinian. That's dead. All right. Read that second verse.
And you will return to Adonai your God and pay attention to what he has said.
Now, there's a teshuvah. That's what I'm telling you to do now. The very thing that got us in trouble, that got us kicked out the land, we got to reverse and do that very same thing.
Right.
God wants us to teshuvah. And not only that, but God made it even better for us. See? In the book of Hebrews, God said, so you don't have to depend upon all this stuff and everything now. I'm going to give you another covenant. Like I gave you this covenant here. But when I did that covenant there and everything there, I wrote it on stone. I had y'all write it on stone. I had y'all repeat it so y'all could hear it. But it was on. He said, but this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in those days. After those. So he let you know it's going to be a long time. It's going to be time.
Process.
I'm going to put my new laws.
No.
Oh, I said that wrong.
Then who added it?
That was the Christian lady told me one time. She was mad at me when I was over in Israel and everything. We driving a bus there, and she told me, that's what I don't like about y'all Israelites. Y'all take everything. Y'all and don't live. But one thing y'all can't take is the new covenant from us. We got the new covenant. Y'all got the old covenant. I said, lady, you ain't got nothing.
Same covenant.
First of all, where do you get the fact that it's yours? I said, go read. It says, this is the covenant that I will make with
The house of Israel.
no, the Gentiles,
The house of Israel.
the non-Israelites. And he said, you're going to make it with who?
House of Israel.
House of Israel. Same one that he's making. And there was those foreigners and all. They were all to be a part of the house of Israel. They was to come in and be a part. And they were to be treated the same. Because the same laws and all went for them and applied to those.
Right.
Same thing today.
Right.
God don't have no new laws for the Gentiles and a different one for the Israelites. Ain't his method. That's the way he do things. He said, I'm going to put my same laws, the one I told you that got you in trouble laying out of line, I'm going to quiet because I want you to shoot when you come back. And you got to come back and get and follow those. We go to Isaiah 62 for our last verse for today. Isaiah 62. And we're going to read 6 to the 9th verse of Isaiah 62.
All right.
Okay?
I have posted watchmen on your walls, Jerusalem. They will never fall silent, neither by day nor by night. You who call on Adonai, give yourself no rest, and give him no rest till he restores Jerusalem and make it a praise on the earth.
Now, there you go. Christians, they're hollering about making a praise where? In heaven.
Yep. In heaven.
Earth ain't my home. This ain't none of my place. I can't wait till I get out of here. Hey, they already sprouting wings already. Look at it. Hey, they're growing. Whoa, man. What's that famous song that they sing? Fly away. I'll fly away. Are they gonna fly away? Totally wrong. Totally messed up. Even in the prayer that the Mashiach taught us, thy kingdom come.
Right.
You see how they messed up all the way around. See? No wonder they can't go back around. They don't have no hope in those things here. Read on.
Okay, the 8th verse says, Adonai has sworn by his right hand and by his mighty arm, never again will I give you grain to your enemy, give your grain to your enemy as food, nor will strangers drink your wine. But those who harvest the grain will eat it with praise to Adonai. Those who gather the wine will drink it in the courtyards of my sanctuary.
Now God is getting us ready for his blessings. And he'll establish. And he said he swore by his arm. Do you know who that arm is?
Yes, sure.
That's right.
Right on. Right hand.
Right. It's the Savior. Just as Moshe was the arm that brought us out of Egypt. See? I brought you out with a mighty arm and those things. Mashiach is going to bring us out the ultimate.
I didn't do that into Israel.
But we still yet got to do our part. And that's to be obeyed. But all our what? Heart. Half-stepping ain't going to do it.
Sure.
That's right. You got to do it. In closing for the day, Yah is restoring. He's doing his one. Just as he's bringing Jerusalem, just as he's bringing it up, and you see all this stuff happening. Our apostle told us back in the 60s and the 70s, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on the news. You ain't going to be able to, and say, we ain't hardly hearing nothing about no Jerusalem. The other people talking about, Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, and then 70, they was talking about maybe New Jerusalem after 1,000 years and all that shit. But none of that stuff is going on. He said, no, you're going to hear about Jerusalem here, that Jerusalem there.
Amen.
And it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on all your news. It's going to be all.
Right.
You didn't hear a lot of people saying about talking about Jerusalem and those things there.
When you mention it to the Jehovah's Witnesses, they say,
all that old desolate land.
Yeah, right, yeah, right. God ain't dealing with that no more. Hey, yes, he is. He is restoring those things that he's causing all those things to take place.
Teach you as it apply to the heaven in Jerusalem.
That's right, right. And that's the mother. Once again, you get these things mixed all up, and that's when you get all this stuff messed all up. But let me tell you something, dear Father. Been over there. And that old desolate land that they're talking about and everything, and you can't grow nothing and all that stuff, it was right at first. But dear folks, let me tell you something. You go over there now, man, and the rocks you see all piled up with it and run out there, and beautiful orchards.
Amen.
Apples, oranges, olives, grapes, all just everywhere.
Right.
Olives,
Olive, all over the place.
all over the place.
Amen. Oranges, and then the right people wasn't over there, that would be happy.
God said that you'll do it when the right folks go. Restoring Israel.
Amen.
God is restoring it. And if you don't get rid of this plan, you don't obey for follow what he says doing, you just messing your own self up. Don't listen to all this crack here and all this other stuff that's going forth. Listen to what God's word has said. He said he's going to speak to who?
The land.
To the land. Read that in Ezekiel. That's right.
Yep.
Dear folks, Yah is restoring, but will you have a good part in it? That's the thing. We must change from our rebellious ways, return to Shuvah, to Yah, and follow his ways. He has made the pathway real easy for us. See? But we gotta get it done.
Right.
See? We gotta get it done. This closes our service for today. And as our oath is, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget the Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem, above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. And may y'all have a good Yom Teruah, and looking forward unto Yom Kippur. And may y'all bless us, and we'll see you next Shabbat. Okay. We now turn the service over to the hands of the Shabbat. Close out the service for today.
Did you want to do it?
Huh?
Did you want to do the closer? No. Peace and love.
No, I close out is that not forgetting Israel.
Oh, okay.